Hey everybody, this is Reza.
This is Sandy.
Welcome back to episode 24 of the Stone Cold Sober podcast, where we have our first ever guest.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Elaina, and I am Reza's girlfriend. That's the only title I have.
Wow. Way to really reduce yourself in this world. But no, we're excited to have you here. We've been talking about, I guess, behind the scenes of having a sort of a third person on the podcast for a while. So it's nice that you were free to sort of test ride this for us.
Or maybe even somewhat forced to, but hey.
No,
you know.
It's a pleasure.
Hey, if it works out, you can be a steady third, as it were.
Steady third.
Yeah, right. This is where I open up the relationship and allow a third person in.
Wow.
I mean, we have to be honest with each other, right? We don't want to start off a relationship based on a lie. I know I've done that before. That's really always worked out really well.
New move, Sandy.
So let's get going. It was a pretty big week for both of us.
Yeah.
Reza, why don't you tell us what some of the news that you got this week?
It's funny, every single time I feel like I have to say that, like someone, my advisor asked me to say that and during our lab meeting, and I feel like I'm making some like big announcement, like, hey everybody, I'm leaving forever, something like that.
Oh yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody what you did?
What happened was
so we already know that I'm doing an internship this summer in Seattle, and this week I finally picked my apartment. So maybe picked is the wrong word. I found an apartment that's available for the time period that I need, with just about everything that I need.
So tell us a little bit about this place.
So the place is nice. It's a fully furnished apartment. Has one bedroom. Has a small living room. The sofa has like a pull-out bed. Has towels, linens, utensils and everything. And it's I think a pretty good price.
How big is it?
I'm looking at it right now. I don't know if it's 650 square feet.
That's not bad for one person.
Yeah, it's everything is way more than I really need. Like all I really need, to be honest, is going to be a studio. I'm not taking too much with me. I'll take some clothes and maybe just a few other small things. But for the most part, it'll be me, my laptop, and my clothes. That's all I can really think of right now.
Yeah, you can probably just bring like a few pairs of basics, and then just buy like a ton of cheap T-shirts and boxers and socks out there, right?
Right. So I was talking to Elaina about that a little bit ago. Especially, I think I was telling you that it's time for me to get some new undershirts.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, why are you laughing, Elaina?
I didn't know this is what you guys talk about.
I mentioned it on chat maybe earlier this week.
I like to switch out my.
No, we talked about it at breakfast.
I like to switch out my undershirts once a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's been a year for me now. So.
Yeah, undershirts and my boxer briefs about once a year.
Do you ever feel like you lose stuff? Like I feel like I bought more undershirts, right? I feel like last year I bought more undershirts and I had more than I have. And then as the year goes on, I'm like, wait, where do they go? Like what happened to them?
Well, but you don't do communal laundry.
No. No, see when I did the communal laundry at my my dorm and apartments, then I was like, man, someone's stealing my stuff.
Yeah.
But now no, it's just me.
I'm really anal because I have to do laundry in like a shared it's on the second floor of my apartment building.
Yeah.
And I'm really careful every time I like unload a machine to make sure that everything is there.
Always like throw your whole head in there.
Oh,
then you get a little nervous about somebody coming up behind you and just shoving you in, closing the door behind you.
I don't know about that.
I can fit in a washer.
I think if you can fit in a washer, we can all fit in a washer. Not to say that you know what? I've just never had that thought before.
So nice thing. Speaking of washers, the apartment does have a washer dryer unit inside, which I love.
See, that's key.
It'll be my own.
That's really nice.
And all utilities are included. So like internet, water, heating. I don't even know if there's AC, but I'll live. I'll get a fan or something. I'll buy a fan. It is what it is.
Wow. Don't let them be so dismissive. Elaina, you only gotta take that crap.
Literally, that was one of a really big discussion. Like him and AC, they need to be together.
Yeah, well, so I think you and I talked about this a while ago, Sandy, where I had, over my college career and even post college, or I guess my undergrad career, now my grad school career. I think we had talked about some of the necessities that I require all my apartments to have, and air conditioning, like central air, is 100% a requirement from
You're
now.
a grown man.
I lived 4 years in apartments without AC, or no, they had not, it wasn't central AC, but they had air conditioning units.
But
4 years too long.
Neither of my rooms ever had the air conditioning in it, and the air didn't reach my room sufficiently. So I would basically just have to point a fan at my face.
Well, I think I saw that apartment one time, right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Jesus, to be able to say that people live in that room.
It wasn't that bad.
And then the computer kicking off this ridiculous amount of heat.
Yeah. So
I can't believe, Elaina, you'd have let him play video games for as long as he did at night in a room that small. Like, I would not be having it.
She's knocked out. We talked
Are you a
about
heavy
this yesterday.
sleeper,
She'd come
Elaina?
over. She'd come over.
Oh,
Say,
I am, yeah.
What's that?
Like fire alarm. Ignoring.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
I feel like in my mind, you could be like trapped in that San Andreas World trailer with The Rock, and these buildings are falling, and she's just sleeping.
That's
Wait me
legit.
when I'm done. Wait
That
me
is
when this is all
legit.
over.
My little brother's a deep sleeper, man. You'd wake him up. Like there was I always think back to this moment. We had this crazy thunderstorm when I lived in Indiana. This is probably like 15 years ago or so. And, there were like the thunder was so loud, like it shook the house, and every single person in the house woke up. It was probably like 3 a.m. And like, I leave my room, I'm looking outside. I think we lost a tree that day.
Oh my
And,
God. Pour one
Rest
for
in
the
peace.
tree.
and then Majub was just sleeping like a baby. He was just sound asleep.
But you was like,
couldn't
the
be
house
bothered.
is rocking, rocking.
The house is shaking, but I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
this is what I need.
So, did we go out to sea? This night, this gentle rocking is nice.
Basically.
Oh, that's funny. Well, how far is your apartment from where you gonna be working every day?
See, that's the problem. So I think the place is technically only about 3 miles away, but I could be wrong on that, but I think it's about 3 miles away, but it's about a 45-minute commute, and I need to take 2 buses, so I'll have a transfer, and one of those buses only comes every 30 minutes.
Oh my
So
God!
that could really screw things up.
Better do the math.
Yeah, I gotta check out the bus route, but I'm going there on June 4th. I just bought my ticket today.
Congrats.
So I get there, what was it, 11
First
a.m.?
class, I get it. I know how you do.
You mean coach?
Wow,
I picked the
Elaina,
seat.
not even gonna let
Sorry,
that fly for a
sorry.
second.
That was a discussion, which is why I'm laughing.
Oh, was it?
I'll get there, I think, at like 11 a.m. And I'm just going to have to I'll rent a car, try to pick up all my groceries, cleaning supplies or whatever I need, for the apartment, and just settle in. Maybe Friday I'll take a bus if I can, and check out, get to downtown, check out the city, see what the bus would be like to get to work and back.
So the Space Needle's out there, right?
Yeah, Space Needle's out there. One of the apartments I was looking at had a nice view of the Space Needle, but the problem with that apartment is that it only had a kitchenette. It didn't have a stove, and I just couldn't do that for 3 months without just living with a microwave. That's it.
Yeah, right. Hot pocket.
So one thing I got to figure out, one thing I have to figure out is if there's a gym close by to this place that I'm staying.
You
There's
better
no-
come back swole as shit, man.
Yeah.
If we're not gonna be playing video games, right?
Oh, you're gonna be playing video games.
I don't have anything to play video games on.
What do you mean?
He's not
I'm
gonna
not-
bring his Xbox.
I'm not taking my
Why?
Xbox
It's
or
so,
computer or anything like that.
Portable.
It's not that portable, and there's no reason to take it.
I'm not promoting you playing video games, but it might be a bit lonely.
I'll read books. It's gonna be lonely no matter what.
So lonely. The
Yeah.
loneliest.
So just bring it.
Are you
I'm
gonna
not-
visit
I'm
him
not
out
bringing
there, Elena?
Realistically, I would love to, but no, financially. It's a
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah,
That's a
so
hard no. That's a hard no.
Yeah,
the tickets
I've
for
looked.
the tickets. So my ticket, I just got a one-way ticket right now, actually.
You're never
And-
coming back.
Yeah,
He's
I'm never
never,
coming
he
back.
ain't going. Yeah, you ain't going back to jail, Reza.
Wait, am
Doesn't
I
get it.
jail? Am I jail?
No,
No, it's
Well, maybe
Susie
you are
Lyles
jail,
been
actually.
saying a lot. I think it's funny.
Or jail.
I ain't
In
going
this
back to jail.
context, you ain't going back to jail. One-way ticket.
So the ticket that I got is $311 for to get there.
Whoa.
And then so I'm paying a little bit. Is it a little? No.
That's really cheap in my mind.
Well, with I'll have to, if I take bags, it'll probably be closer to like 350-ish. Well,
What do you fly?
obviously I'm taking bags.
American Airlines.
Yeah, American Airlines. I looked at Southwest. The problem with Southwest is they don't have it direct, and I would get there at about 6
You don't want to
p.m.
fly Southwest. You don't want to fly Southwest.
Land of Love Southwest.
What's wrong with Southwest? Two
Southwest
free
is
bags.
garbaggio.
2 free bags, Sandy.
I guess I get free bags everywhere I go. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't got it like Sandy.
yeah, you ain't gotta like.
I've never flown Southwest in my life, actually, but I'm planning on taking a Southwest back. I just haven't booked that flight yet.
If it's only 300 some bucks, then I'll definitely come out. And,
No, that's one way.
yeah, but round trip.
So round trip, it's going to be about. It's going to be with Southwest. The round trip was 600. I think I was able to get round trip with American for about 500 or 550. I can't remember what it was. But so I'll get that. I'll get that return trip in a little bit. I just wanted to get my flight there. I actually haven't even confirmed the apartment. I've been contacting the owner, and he knows that I've submitted my I've mailed him my deposit and my reservation form. But
Cool.
he only confirms the reservation once he receives that. So I sent that on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. I think Friday. So he'll probably get it Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that'll just be better once it's all sorted out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just get it done. So
Are you gonna get to go, Sandy?
I'm sorry?
Are you gonna get to go visit?
I think it'll depend on his schedule and what I'm doing. I think I could probably swing a trip in. I want to say August. I think August would be a good time to go. June's gonna be crazy. June I gotta figure out some stuff on my end.
yeah.
July might be interesting. There's July 4th, and then my birthday is the second week in July, and then I'm going to San Francisco the third week of July. So that could be a little busy.
Yeah.
But
So August sounds realistic.
why don't you and I rent a car and then we'll just drive?
Just drive. See, the problem is, this is a great time to take a day or two off, and I just started a job, and I can't really do that right now.
Where did you just start your job?
Say it again?
Where did you said you just started a new job?
Yeah, about a month ago.
Well, tell us about it.
Okay. Not that excited about it, or else I probably would have brought it up already. And I am tech support, which is a phone troubleshooter for a chemistry analyzer from a company named Siemens. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they do a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
My site, we do medical diagnostic equipment. And, yeah, I just helped troubleshoot one of their chemistry analyzers, and I'm in training until August. So it's a bit of a...
Gotcha. So it's tough to take off.
Yeah. So we're already I'm taking off for a trip in September. So I'm actually borrowing time for that trip to England. So I don't really want to, ask for more days off before I have to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I technically don't really know how much time I would even be able to take off work. So if someone were to come in on a Friday, so Will, my old roommate, is actually planning on coming in, and he knows somebody who plays on the Seahawks. So he was hoping to get tickets, see if we can get some preseason tickets to the Broncos Seahawks game. So that's the first preseason game of the season on August 14th. So he was thinking of coming up, and we could do that. So that'd be cool. My mom's actually been talking about potentially making a West Coast trip too.
Whoa.
So my older brother is moving to LA this week or next weekend, and she has a lot of family out there. So she was thinking that maybe she would and this is really dependent on whether she has the time to make it out there and all. But she would come up to see me as well as visit her brother who lives in Seattle. And then she would continue down, maybe stop in San Francisco, and then continue down to LA, visit my brother, visit my sister, and then maybe stop in San Diego to visit her other brother and then head home. But
that sounds like a great trip.
Mm-hmm.
It's all dependent on her schedule and how things look. So we'll see.
That's fair.
It'd be nice to have her out there though.
Oh yeah. My week was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It all started, let's say, Monday of last week. Monday, I was in user testing all day. So it's sort of like, to give you a sense of the room that I was in, in The Dark Knight when they're interviewing, when Batman is interrogating the Joker,
Yes.
and it's like a two-way mirror.
Yeah.
Or one-way. It's a one-way mirror. Is it a one-way? One-way mirror. I'm in a room like that all day, from 9 to 6:30, just watching like our moderator interview these users on what they think about our app and what they would change, and just sort of seeing how they interact with everything. And that sounds like a lot of fun, and it was, and there was a lot of free food, which is also
yes, that's
amazing.
A good day. Mm-hmm.
But your brain is just fried because you had to focus, and then some people are really like boring, or some people like are giving you the same things you've been hearing all day. Mm-hmm. So it's not as dynamic or engaging as it might be.
Right.
Tuesday. I'm sorry.
Where do you get your users from? Like, where are they chosen from?
We task this part of our company that deals with user research to go out and find people that are part of like dedicated lists, people that are willing to talk to us about stuff. So we just hit them up and say, "Are you available?" And they get paid.
Okay.
Yeah, you get paid. I think on average you get paid anywhere between like $100 and $250 for your time.
Awesome.
Yeah, you just have to fit their profile and what they need.
Yeah.
I was saying that I wouldn't mind doing it. Just like a lot of people do it at nighttime. So people work during the day, and then at night, you go out and do this for an hour and a half. They might feed you as well, and you get paid like $100 to $250. Like, that's not a bad thing to do.
No, I would just expect food. So.
Yeah, right. Elena's like, "Nah, listen, you can take that check. Let me take home the food."
No, she wants both. She's gonna like come in and ask for the food, and they're like, "But we're paying you $100. You can't just get food after." Like, nah.
Like,
I want the food and the money.
You hold the money. Make sure that food is good. Tuesday, I was working, and then I had that gala. My good friend Nicole Cardoza, shout out to Nicole and Yoga Foster. She had a summer like soiree, which is this nice gala in Soho, and I'll put a link to her nonprofit in the description. Mm-hmm. But she's been working on this nonprofit for about 2.5 years now. Oh, wow. And sort of the mission of Yoga Foster is to empower public schools teachers with yoga resources to create healthy and happy classrooms.
Right. Okay.
Their belief is that the school day is just a bit better if teachers and students are centered and balanced. Their approach to yoga in schools is acting as a resource for school teachers, empowering them with yoga training, curriculum, and resources like yoga mats. So schools have a sustainable, ongoing yoga program that works with their needs. Mm-hmm. All of the mats that they get are donated by all of the studios and around the city, and a lot of the businesses that I guess like yoga stores that have too many will just donate these like really nice mats.
Oh wow.
There is an event, I think at the end of summer, like early September, where there's going to be yoga in Central Park. It's going to be the largest single yoga outdoor event in America, like in U.S. history.
Where are you gonna go?
I think I'm gonna go and help her collect the mats at the end.
Oh, okay. You're not gonna participate.
Nah, listen. Body like mine doesn't look good in Lululemon pants. So. But you know who's will about the roughly 10,000 women that are going to be wearing all white yoga.
Oh, my.
It's like white and yellow is a theme.
Ooh.
So they're going to be wearing those pants in Central Park, and I'll be there collecting mats. I'll be like, I'm doing it for the kids.
Of course you are.
I do it for the kids and to create kids.
The kid in you.
Did you say the kid in me or to put a kid in me?
No, the kid in you.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
What kind of sense does that make?
I have no idea. But we were basically celebrating and doing a lot of fundraising. So I didn't want to miss that. I could have flown. And the reason why it's crazy is I should have flown with my team to Atlanta that evening on Tuesday.
Wow.
But I decided to stay back and really sort of support my friend.
That's
and
awesome.
We were at a high-end gym in Soho. I guess a place that sells a lot of like high-end gym equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie, a lot of their gym equipment looks like the 50 Shades of Grey stuff. And I was like, y'all work out with this?
You should have tested some out.
I did test some out. My friend took a picture. It looks painful, and it was. But what was crazy was seeing like the clientele there. The women outnumbered men. I want to say about 97-1.
Oh my!
That's
and
way higher
everyone
than what you
was
told me
just
earlier this week.
yeah, and everyone was dressed so beautifully. I took a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Kate. We've been best friends for not best friends, really good friends. Best is an interesting word to use. I apologize. For about I want to say like going on 8 years now. Like we met freshman year, so we're really close.
Yeah,
we're really close. And we were just ogling at all the yoga instructors walking in.
They probably looked amazing.
They looked really nice. They were split between those wearing yoga pants, which is God's gift to man. Let's just be honest. Shout out to God for creating. Shout out to God for creating yoga pants, and or just wearing like really short dresses.
Wow. Okay.
And it was great. There was a silent auction. My friend and I, we went in on a like an 11x14 black and white photo of an artichoke. We called it Amy the Artichoke. I get it for half the year. She gets it for half the year.
All right.
I'm gonna be picking that up in a little bit.
It's gonna be your half.
It's gonna be my half. Yeah.
Okay.
She says I get it for all the holidays, and I go, well, that sounds like it's unfair. So,
Amy the Artichoke.
Yeah. There was a photo on my Instagram recently.
Yeah, I'm showing it to her now with your new suit.
Dude, my new suit. I got a new suit for the event. I've been telling people if you've got a wedding and you're inviting me, you got to let me know early so I can get a new suit.
Are you just looking for excuses to buy a suit?
Hell yeah, I am. It's so exciting buying a new suit. And I look good. So. That and then after the gala, which ended for us at around I want to say 9:30ish.
Okay.
Maybe 9:30, 10. I don't know. It was a little bit later. Kate and I, we decided to get dinner, and we put in a reservation, but we were an hour and a half late.
Wow.
But luckily, no, at this place called.
Where did you say it was?
The Smith. Every time I always try to guess where he eats, and I always guess the Smith.
Do you always?
And you're usually right. You're usually right. But we were at the Mercer Kitchen because it was like a block away.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, it was. Then we ate, and then I put her in a cab, and I took the train home, and I got home at around like 12 o'clock midnight. I hadn't packed yet. I needed to shower. Why pack when you're supposed to, Reza?
Because you have to be up.
Pack when it's down to the wire, so you make life interesting. Okay.
Because you have to be up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, this is only Tuesday, Elaina.
Wow.
Well, I had to be. I had to put an alarm for 3:30. I went to bed at 1:30. I woke up at 3:30, and I knew that I had made a grave mistake.
Hold on, I have a question real fast.
Go for it.
Well, why did you? If you got in at like 12, how come you got to bed at 1:30?
Because I showered. Right.
For an hour and a half.
I didn't shower for an hour and a half. I had to pack. Right?
Oh, right. So you packed at night. Okay, so you didn't pack in the morning.
Listen to
that's
the
good.
details, please.
Jesus. Reza.
What a choke lane on the podcast.
So glad this doesn't have video. We are not promoting domestic violence.
Is it domestic violence if she enjoys it?
Oh gosh.
So
you can't scream that loud.
Yeah, come on, for all the listeners out there.
I forgot the mic's really close.
Clearly we're still working out the some early some jitters, but no. So I woke up at 3:30 and. I figured that hey, I made a great mistake. I showered, just like wake up. And luckily there was a cab. I live right next door to the downtown Marriott next to the World Trade Center. They're next door. There's always a cab stand and there's always a cab there. So thankfully I wasn't like in a dead part of town, either needing to call an Uber, which wouldn't have been the worst deal, or just waiting for a cab somewhere. Mm-hmm. Hopped right into a cab and went to LaGuardia. Now, when I got onto the plane, I figured, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a nice 2 hours to get some sleep in. But there was this family behind me.
Oh,
This
families.
little kid kicking my seat the entire ride and just like screaming. And this was a 5:55
I was gonna say
departure.
it's so early.
Right, it's a 5:55 departure plane, or maybe 6:30. I know it was delayed a little bit. And then there was this grandmom sitting next to the child, and like the mom and the daughter. And at one point, I was just really, really tired, so I was able to get a few Z's, but like really interrupted sleep.
Yeah.
At one point, I heard the grandma behind me ask the stewardess in a really condescending manner, "Is there any way the pilot can make the flight a little less bumpy?"
Oh my goodness.
And all of the feels.
Was she like, yeah, let me go see if he can change the weather a little bit.
Knock on
Yeah.
the door.
So it was just that was the kind of temperament that the family behind me.
Yeah, so they weren't really caring about who was around them.
Yeah, and the grandma, when we landed at around like 8:45, 8:30 in Atlanta, she like bum rushed off the plane. You know how
my
everyone sort of
goodness.
like the seatbelt light goes off, everyone
Mhm.
sort of like hustle and bustle, everyone sort of just stands up and
Mhm.
people go into the aisle, start taking their bags, but no one's really.
No one's moving yet.
No one's
But everyone's-
on average. Most people aren't trying to like bum rush their way to the front like it's a Walmart Black Friday sale. But she did, and then her family's like, "Grandma, what about your bag?" And she goes, "You guys will grab it for me."
Oh gosh, she's a delight.
Right? I followed that family out, and they waited to get to the front of the cockpit, and they muttered very audibly, "Worst flight I have ever been on."
Oh my goodness.
So you could see the steward, are they still called stewardesses?
No, flight attendant.
Flight attendant, thank you. No.
No.
Yeah, flight
I just remember that
attendant.
from anger management.
And the pilot sort of like just take it, and I just rolled my eyes and I go, "Thanks so much for everything. I hope you guys have a great day."
Good
and they
job,
go,
Sandy.
"Yeah,
Good
absolutely."
job. I like that, yeah.
It's not an easy job,
It is not. Especially at that time in the morning.
right?
No.
200 souls on board. They're just trying to get you from one place to another.
Safely.
You're
And
not
people
trying
have
to-
all these crazy demands.
Exactly.
Like, was it even a bumpy flight?
I don't remember.
Well, the
Bumpy for
kicking
like
it was
for
for
me.
him.
It
Yeah,
has
it was bumpy for you,
real
yeah.
turbulence.
Okay.
You know, like real like when the plane drops, that's a bumpy flight.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if the plane shakes a little bit, it's like, yeah, that's just the air outside and different pressure. There's nothing you can do about that.
She acts like the pilot just like starts jerking everything around.
Yeah, right.
Like he's
It's like
just
you
trying
and
to
me flying jets over
in
San
Grand Theft Auto.
Andreas or Los Santos, whatever the fuck. All right,
You're
it's
gonna
all
have to
that
see that movie now.
Speaking of movies, side note, I definitely want to see. What are the movies out right now? I want to see Mad Max.
Mad
I heard that's
Max.
really good.
Okay.
And there's another.
Charlize.
Yeah, Charlize Theron. I want to see Age of Adeline because nothing beats Blake Lively looking old fashioned because
She
he's
looks
got
really
that like
good in that
old
movie.
Hollywood look.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else out there. I heard Tomorrowland wasn't as good. Tomorrowland, this is a baby boomer's vision of the future, and it's really depressing.
I've heard, what is it, like Deus Ex, something like that? Ex Machina, whatever the movie's called.
Oh, I want
That's
to
supposed
see.
to be really, really good.
Yeah, I want to see Pitch Perfect too.
Haven't seen the first
I
one
gotta
still.
admit, the first one was pretty good, and I don't like singing in movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Kendrick, right? So let's just shout out to Kendrick if you're listening.
Right, yeah, on the off chance.
Yeah, right.
I haven't been to the movies in I don't know how many months now. I haven't seen a movie in the theaters in a while.
Yeah, I can't
I wa-
remember the last movie I saw.
You saw Avengers.
Thank you.
So
Keeping
you saw a
me
movie a
honest.
couple weeks
I
ago,
know,
and then
there you
and then
go.
you saw Furious 7, neither of which I've seen.
Oh.
Wow, I don't know if you're calling me out there or if you just got really good memory.
No, I just want those are movies that I want to see that I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's why I know that you've seen them because I want to see both of them.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it.
So so back to the story. So I land in
Yes.
Atlanta. A little bit of traffic, but we're in the HOV lane, and then I sort of wondered like if every city in America has this sort of bumper to bumper traffic twice a day, that there's no wonder that we're cooking this planet, you know? That's a totally side story we don't need to get into.
First of all, I think Atlanta is crazy with traffic. I have not been to LA though, so
Oh yeah.
LA is weird because LA feels like there are just too many people for the city or too many people for the roads.
And the
So like
sprawl
it
is
doesn't really matter what time of the day. Like the traffic can be moving, but at the same time, it's not as a speed. It's just still congested. So you'll still be going under the speed limit, but it'll still be moving. But, rush hour traffic, that's when it just becomes, bumper to bumper. But LA is a little weird too, where the drivers, they leave a lot of space. But like, I don't know if you heard Bill Burr mention this on his podcast a few months ago, but he was criticizing LA drivers, or these drivers in general, how he hates when some drivers leave like 2 or 3 car lengths in front of them, and he doesn't understand why. And I was like, it's, he's probably exaggerating. And then I went to LA, and it's true. There's a lot of space between each car, even in bumper to bumper traffic. People just leave like so many gaps.
Safe traveling distance.
It's a lot of traveling distance. It's way more than safe.
Yeah. That would probably bother me too.
I think it's just when you're in the moment, when you're in the traffic and you want to move. It's not like it affects anything anyway. At the end of the day, you're still going to be sitting. Whether you're 10 feet from the person in front of you or like 50 feet from the person in front of you, it's still not moving. So.
Yeah. So in Atlanta, we went to another testing facility where we did the same thing on Monday in Atlanta, just to get a different sense of what car members want around the country.
Right.
Some more good food, but that was, again, like, coming in to do that on like basically 2 hours of sleep.
Oh yeah.
Was not easy. I drank about 10 cups of coffee that day. But it really, those 10 cups of coffee really powered me through, though, because after that we went back to the hotel at around 6:30. Met in the lobby at 7:15. We went to go get dinner. And dinner was phenomenal. A lot of good Southern, a pretty good take on Southern food. We had shrimp and grits. We had some collard greens. We had some collard greens with mashed potato, with mac and cheese.
You're making me so hungry.
Yeah, right. I had some pork tenderloin. I don't know why I said it like that, but that's how they said it. That's how they said it. But then one of our coworkers decided to get dinner with her grandparents. Mm-hmm. But she was already at the hotel bar, and she was saying, we need to get there because there was a creepy guy hitting on her. And we were like, yeah, we'll totally get there in time. Like, we'll close out now. But as we texted that, the rain started pouring, so we didn't want to leave the restaurants. We're like, why don't we just get dessert? And we basically left her to her own devices. We finally waited for the rain to subside. We took an Uber. We went back to the hotel, and there's this guy hitting on her. She comes over, and she's like 4 martinis in.
Oh, no.
And she's a tiny, tiny girl. And she yells, 100 minutes! I waited for you fuckers for 100 minutes! And this is where the story gets interesting. Because at the bar, I noticed these really, from the back, really these like tall, slender women in really short dresses. And I go, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know the W was a place that people like went to go meet people. Yeah. Because we're in Buckhead, and in Buckhead we were in the hotel district. Like we were staying at the W, the Mandarin was across the street. Like all these hotels are in one spot, right?
Right.
And then I see their heels, and these are like some really aggressive heels, right? Like I was thinking to myself, there's no way. This one woman turns around and stumbles over, and her like bag is open, and all I see when I look inside her bag, shamelessly, just a wad of 20s.
Yeah.
And like cheap lingerie. And I go,
cheap.
Yeah, how do you know it's cheap?
It's not his style, that's why.
It's not my style.
Do you see any condoms?
I did not. But they should probably be underneath, though.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
They should be.
They should be.
Maybe he supplies those. I don't know.
I would hope.
He packs them at least.
I would hope that that she supplies it.
Well, she definitely needs them just in case he doesn't have his personal preference.
But she basically had wads of 20s. She was so drunk. The waiter, the bartender refused to serve her at a certain point because she kept yelling for Patron shots. But like money was like falling out of her bag, and we were like, Can I go for that money? Can I go for that money?
What time was this?
This was maybe before 11 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
So it's still early.
She doesn't sound like a professional. I'm just saying.
And this other girl was taller and blonde, had a beautiful body, but she had about a pound of makeup on her face. So we were saying, she has good features. She should probably learn how to put makeup on.
Okay.
Without caking it on.
So she wasn't a butterface. She just needed some tips.
Yes.
She may have been a butterface. You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
You're right.
She's wearing a mask.
Yeah, basically.
But we were hanging out with hookers for a little bit because we were downstairs at the bar. We got drinks. We were mingling.
Oh, you were talking with them?
We were talking with them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Good.
The one that was super drunk kept banging into me. I was like, "Listen, it's not gonna happen. Please stop hitting your bag
She was
on my butt."
into you.
Yeah, right. Because she like talked to every single guy in the lobby, and at one point she did take a guy upstairs. I was like, "Good, you know, you hit one, you know." We were thinking that she was anywhere between 250 and 300. But then we were wondering, do you tip at the end?
Money.
Oh, that was her fee.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were
I don't know
wondering
if that's cheap or expensive.
I don't know either.
We were thinking that it was cheap because she seemed like she just walked in, and this one guy, our videographer, who's dating this supermodel who has sort of a rock star history, go, "Oh, she's definitely, you can tell based on what she's wearing and like the amount of makeup and what she smells like that she just came from a strip club."
Wow.
I was like,
so this
"Oh,
is her
okay."
second job then.
Yeah, which is probably how you make a ton more money at the end of the night. But he was saying like, I was like 250, 300. He goes, "Yeah, 300 sounds about right." And then we were debating whether or not we're in a day and age where you tip, and I don't think you should tip.
I think it's a service, and you should tip.
I feel like you're providing me the good. Like I don't know.
When someone carries your bags, you tip them, even though you're paying to stay at the hotel.
Yeah, but that's not a serve.
She's the good and the service, I guess. I don't understand. I
guess it's like a masseuse, right?
Yeah,
like
I always tip my masseuse.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I
don't know.
So what's the standard?
This is an illegal transaction, right? Like, you tip? Do you tip your drug dealer?
No,
that's different. He's supplying.
I get the product.
But she's supplying physical.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I still think you should maybe tip.
I don't think so.
So do you tip? So do you tip 20%? Like, what's the standard percentage on something like that?
That seems a bit high.
I heard somewhere nothing less than the price of the drink in the area you're staying.
Wait, so but if the service is $300 and the drink is $10, that's an insanely small tip, right?
That is true.
It's 3%.
Yeah, I'm not tipping her 20% on a $300 service.
I don't think I should tip her at all. If I'm paying $300 for the service, that tip better be included.
I think that's a bit cheap. I don't know.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
If I'm putting up $300,
I think you're a bit cheap.
If I'm putting up $300
what do you think, Sandy? Are you not?
What's that, Sandy?
Cheap.
Or would you not tip on a service like that?
I definitely tip on a service, but I'm trying to determine if this is a type of service.
I know this is
tip.
I think that's unfair. This is how she makes her money and pays her bills. Just because it may not be legal.
I'm Googling right now. Do you tip a hooker?
Make sure you go incognito for that one.
Maybe you should say escort.
Yes, you must tip her 15% of what you paid.
What? Wow.
Well, you tip tattoo artists and hairstylists and even for massages. I would think the general.
This doesn't seem like they're on the same level. This seems like apples to oranges to me, man.
I don't agree.
That's fine.
I just don't like the price. But
you are supposed to pay a prostitute her fee. She is a professional woman doing a job. Tipping for servers who don't make a decent wage. Tipping a professional is insulting. I don't know.
That's how I feel.
My masseuse never looks insulted when I give her a tip.
I don't know, man. I just feel like if I'm dropping $300, I guess if you're going to drop $300 on that, maybe you can afford the tip.
Yeah,
but
right.
At the same time, I just feel like it should be. I feel like this is. I don't feel like this is a service. Like, I don't feel like I can put this in the same category. Like, either classify this as a good or a service. I think that it's an illegal transaction that's taking place.
Like,
I feel like it should just be included.
Yeah, so we ended up chilling with them for a good bit.
I'm pretty sure any question you probably could have asked her, she would have told you.
Yeah, right.
Next time.
Yeah, she would just say yes. I would say yes. I just want a little extra money. She's not going to find it insulting.
That's fair.
Like, she wouldn't find a tip insulting.
I guess insulting is the wrong word, especially for them.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Now, if she had a nicer looking, longer gown, and probably a smaller purse, I think that would have given it away. Would she have looked like an escort more than a hooker?
I think it depends on... I guess that's true.
And then maybe you would have just thought she's waiting for someone that isn't paying her, and no one would have ever asked her for any service. So, yeah, I guess that's that.
I guess you would more... Well, in that case, you could probably determine how long you've been sitting at the bar for.
That's true.
If you've been sitting alone at a hotel bar for a minute, then you gave yourself away. But if I guess you're more reserved and demure, then you could potentially, depending on how you look and how you're dressed and sort of the air that you put on, you could potentially command a higher amount.
This is true.
Because if you call yourself an escort or a call girl, I mean, there's a whole range, right?
Right.
You could go anywhere between sort of the numbers we're talking about, $250 to $300 over a couple $1,000s,
right?
Depending on what you're offering and how you look.
The whole evening.
Yeah, but I did not partake in any services because our flight was at.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why, because you're just like, because.
Because our flight was at 9-ish the next morning.
I see.
And this was the first night I was gonna get decent sleep. But we end up drinking till about, I want to say 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Oh God.
So again, I was just absolutely destroyed. And I thought I was gonna get a good night's sleep in a bed, in the W, but I was woken up twice. One by what sounded like knocking on the door at 3:30, to the point where I woke up and walked to the door and opened the door and like looked out and there was nobody there.
Oh wow.
And then I heard a ringing noise at around 6, and I go, well, this is just out of control. So I just woke up and I waited in the hotel lobby.
Oh, that's disappointing.
What time did you leave? Was your flight at 9 or you were supposed to leave at 9?
Well, our flight was at 9. We decided to leave at 7. Just to beat traffic, return the car, and just hang out in the airport for a little bit.
How many of you were there total?
Flying down, there were 6. Flying back, there were 4. We lost 2. God rest your soul. No, one went to Miami, and the other one flew back onto another gig. Thursday was rough because I woke up in Atlanta. I flew to New York, went into the office to take 2 meetings, and then took a bus back to Philly. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because I thought that the bus would be sort of a simple ride home, which now Russ is telling me was the stupidest thing I could have assumed based on previous experience.
And who did you take home?
Just myself.
The bus company.
Oh, I was like, just myself? I thought we...
No.
Jesus, calling me out. No, I took Megabus. I always take Megabus.
Okay.
I don't like Bolt Bus.
Do you want to share why? Or?
That's a really personal question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. I think I like Megabus more.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever had a non-eventful bus ride home. Every single time, there's always something that happens.
Yeah.
We talked about it some on the podcast in the past. Some of them happened before the podcast. So yeah, it's if you asked me before you went on, what are the odds that I'm going to have an eventful or non-event, I would bet on the eventful bus ride home.
Okay, now I want to know.
Yeah. The bus driver has this thick Boston accent, like Matt Damon and Good Will Hunting thick. And he's this old guy, full head of white hair, and he goes, "Good evening, Philadelphians. I mean Philadelphians." And I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's got a sense of humor. I just want to go home." And
like, as if everyone's from Philly,
right?
Like,
right, exactly. You're not like New Yorkers just visiting. Okay.
Right.
And he was a really aggressive driver. Like, out of the Holland Tunnel, people will be trying to overtake him. He'd like slide open the window and you go, "Who the fuck taught you how to drive?" And we were in the leftmost HOV lane, and then this other like Greyhound bus tried to merge into the middle of our bus.
Oh goodness.
And like sort of like clipped us a little bit and like hit our like I guess his side mirrors.
Oh my goodness.
Our bus driver decides the best thing to do is to not pull over to the shoulder, but to stop in the middle of the HOV lane.
Oh no.
Get out of the bus, and then start banging on the other guy's bus, going, "Did you not see me? Who the fuck taught you how to drive? You could have killed us all." And I was just like, "Oh Jesus! Like, does this really have to happen?" But he had the greatest accent. What I realized about the Boston accent, it's more than just like Harvard and Yad, right? So it's like instead of just changing your R's to H's, you gotta change your O's to AW's as well. So instead of like cop, it's like, I don't know, cop. What's
cop?
Cop. Like everything's more elongated. Bill Burr does a great job. Shout out to Bill Burr. It's amazing. He does a really good Boston accent when he wants to ham it up.
I mean, considering he does come from Boston.
A suburb, a nice Boston. Suburb, and not from Southie.
Say Boston. That's a good one.
Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But then getting home was just so nice because I got to sleep like uninterrupted and sort of collapse into bed.
So was that like something they had to exchange? How does that work?
Yeah, they called over state troopers. Fuck, how do you say it? He said it so well. We're like, who are you calling? But they came over and they're like, yeah, there's no damage. You guys just supposed to be on your way. And he said he was an old cop, and then he later apologized, saying that, you know, I was a cop in Boston for so many years, and you know, I clearly still have some bad tendencies. But the next time you see me, give me a shout out. My name is, I forget his name. He goes, I'll be bringing a big bowl of my mom's clam chowder, and you can definitely have a bowl.
Who did he say this to?
To the entire bus on the intercom. Like the way he said that line with just all those words in his accent, I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. I want you at a dinner party with everyone else who have never met from different parts of the country just to be able to try and speak to each other. But yeah, so that's sort of my week, and then I just got back to New York about an hour ago.
Oh wow, busy man. Any trips for next week or?
No trips for next week.
Okay.
I do get my I'm going on Thursday to get my priority pass. Not priority pass, TSA pre-check.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is the process? Like full background check or something?
No, well, you sort of had to fill out a full background check on your own, like behalf of yourself, like what you do, the last 10 addresses you lived in, like for the past 5 years or something.
Okay.
I opted for global entry, so it comes with TSA pre-check, basically.
Excellent.
And then you just pay the fee. I think TSA pre-check is like $85, but global entry is $100.
Oh, okay.
So you might as well just opt for the $100, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it lasts for 5 years. I just got to go in and like speak to somebody and then basically get a little card, and I think I'm good to go.
Okay.
So.
Well, do you have any trips requiring this soon?
Well, I think it's just in general nice to have. I would love to plan something. I haven't really gone anywhere for pleasure. Mm-hmm. My only real trip is going to be to San Francisco. That's been booked so far.
Oh, okay.
But nothing else.
Cool. What's going on in San Francisco?
I am seeing a friend of mine who has traveled, who I'm used to knowing governor school.
Okay.
Me and her, we sort of, I guess, got reacquainted about a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And we just had a really good connection, and we decided to sort of just keep in touch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. She's come to New York twice, and we've decided that it's about time I go to see her at least once.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. How long's the trip?
The flight out there is, the flight either way is 6 hours, but I'm staying there for, let's see, I fly out on Thursday and I come back Monday morning.
Okay.
Just in time for work, right?
Yeah, I'll be landing at around midnight in I think LaGuardia.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
LaGuardia.
Gotcha. I was thinking like a red eye back. Like
Oh
6
no, I
a.m.
can't do red eye. I've tried red eye once from Utah back into work, and you're just dead.
Yeah.
You're useless that day.
Is LaGuardia the closest to you?
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes away.
Okay. I've never been to LaGuardia. Have I?
Not that I know of.
JFK, I think.
Yeah, JFK is the second closest.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ooh.
yeah. So that's sort of I guess that's sort of our weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it was sort of nice to see the folks for a little bit. I hadn't seen them in a while, and they had been to China and back, and it was just sort of.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, they went to go see my grandfather and just to see some family. So
When's the last time you went to China?
a couple of years ago.
Did you tell that story on the podcast?
What story?
When you went to China, you got that massage story?
Oh.
Oh,
Like the spa massage. It's not worth telling right now. I don't think, unless it might
we
be
can
too
save
long.
it for next. We can save it for next time.
I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah, my parents are coming up to install an air conditioner next week, but I know that we can probably do this on Sunday.
Is that the reason why they're coming up?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's nice.
Right. Well, my sister lives in like a pre-war building with no central air, and it's starting to get a little bit warm. And I lived in a similar apartment building when I was a senior, and I bought like one of those window units.
Yeah.
And so instead of just buying a new one, they're just gonna drive up and deliver that one, and we'll just install it, and they'll spend some time up here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So what do you think, Elaina? What do you think about our little podcast operation?
I think this is fun.
Yeah. Do you think you'll come back?
I would love to come back and visit.
There.
Maybe contribute more.
Yeah. It's never too late.
I think video would be nice, though.
Video could be nice. But that's sort of a big upgrade into our little operation that we have going here.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't know if you have to share it, but just so you guys can look into each other's eyes.
Oh,
That sounds a little awkward the way you say it.
right. Are you gonna be in the room when this goes down, or?
Not if I'm not participating. I'm not just gonna watch you.
Okay, that's even creepier. Thank you for saying it like that as well.
No.
She's just saying she's not gonna be like Nia. She's not gonna just like sit there and watch Bill
Who's
Burr
Nia?
from Bill Burr's podcast.
Oh,
His wife.
okay.
She's not gonna just sit there and watch us.
Yeah, I'll participate instead of just watching.
I don't think I've ever done the podcast when Lena's been here.
No. Mm-mm.
This is so it made it easy.
Yeah.
We had planned it to do it now, and she was here. So
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sad we won't be able to visit you this summer.
Yeah, we'll have to schedule some other time. Or the next time I'm home, that we like go to Teddy's or something.
well, we did go to Teddy's this weekend. Or this week on Friday morning. So Sandy was home. Caught up with Teddy.
Yeah,
Had
I was
hip
telling-
replacement surgery, man.
I was telling Teddy how he got hip replacement surgery.
Wow.
And that how we had tried to go at one point, but that that there was a water main break or something.
Yeah.
And they closed. And I was saying how like we had to go to this other place, Hank's, which is sort of a neighborhood favorite. And I was just telling him how I don't like Hank's because I don't know, for like this and the other reason. I was basically just
Cash only. That's the reason. That's the main reason.
That's the main reason. But also because they just use a lot of oil in their food. But their food's really oily. And he goes, I'll tell you why I don't like it. He goes, I've got this really bad pork allergy.
Is he serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll find out why.
Okay.
He has a really bad pork allergy, and he goes, I know a lot of diners, when they make soups, they like to use like bacon fat as a soup base. And when I asked them, for some soup and to let them know that like, hey, let me know if any of your soups use like bacon fat as a base. What did he say, Reza? That the waitress basically said no?
Yeah. I guess she went back and asked, and they said no. So the waitress said no. they don't use any pork base in their soups.
Right.
So he goes, okay, well, I'll have a cup of whatever soup, right? He said they bring the soup out. He takes the soup. He said, 15 minutes later, he's at like Riddle Hospital getting an epi shot.
My goodness.
Yeah. And he comes back, and the waitress is still there, and he goes, "What's your problem? Why would you do that?" And then he goes, "I need to speak with your manager."
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, "I don't know where my manager is. Don't get me fired."
Whoa.
And he goes, "You should go to prison."
He almost got me killed.
Yeah, you almost got me killed. I don't, and I go, "Well, I don't like it because they make you do cash only." But
A little
guess
less serious.
Same level of seriousness.
No, that's actually really disappointing. Like, I don't want to go there now.
Yeah. How is Megan's, the other breakfast place?
We just went there this morning.
My
This
parents
afternoon.
went. They didn't like it.
No, why not? Did they give you feedback? No, I'm gonna make it right.
No,
I just don't think my parents like Western breakfast styles.
Okay.
I see. So the thing I don't like about Megan's is that it's way, way, way too jam packed in there, and so like you go in and it's this like the kitchen at my house is bigger than Megan's.
Anyway.
they have a decent amount of seats and stuff, but it's always super packed. The parking lot is a pain in the ass to get into. It's also a pain in the ass to get out. Like when you go in, it's at the intersection of 202 and Smithbridge, right? And there's a traffic light there. You got to make a left from my house to get in, but there's always a line of cars that are waiting to come straight or turn right onto 202. And we end up sitting there, and we basically have to wait until the light goes red and somebody lets us go in front of them to get inside the parking lot. Then you got like park in the back of the parking lot, navigating your way through the parking lot. Like if someone's trying to leave and you're trying to enter at the same time, it's over. It's the width of a driveway, basically. She says it's worth it. She loves it. So we go inside, and if there's a table not ready, you can just stand awkwardly in front of the door or go outside. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Do they know who you are?
Yeah, we go there a lot, so they know who we are.
That's us too.
So I don't really like to sit inside and stand around and wait because it's just the space is so limited. I just feel like I'm in the way.
Yeah, I don't want to be standing.
People try to walk. Yeah, exactly. People try to walk inside, and you're kind of just standing there. They don't know what you're doing, or the waitresses, or say waitresses because they're only waitresses. They don't have a waiter. Mm-hmm. They don't have a male waiter, and we're just. I just feel like I'm in the way. And then when you finally sit down, it could be a bit loud, but otherwise, great food.
I mean,
cheap
he just gave you all the reasons why you shouldn't go. So I don't know.
It's great food. The food's great. The food's cheap. It is cash only, which I know you don't like.
I know.
That's why I love Teddy's.
Yeah.
Because whenever we go, Teddy's is never busy. For breakfast, that is. Mm-hmm. So that you feel like there's that attention that he pays to you.
Doesn't that say something though?
No, because the dinners are packed. He said.
Okay, all right. Dinner time is his time.
Don't you do that.
Sandy, have we ever been at Teddy's on the weekend? Because we always go on the weekday. We always go like on a Wednesday or Thursday, and we go like at 10 a.m. or something like that. Maybe not 10, but like 8, 9, 10. And so it's not going to be a peak time anyway. And he does lunches too. I wonder how he does for lunch.
Maybe next time we go for like dinner or something. Because the day that we went for breakfast, he was doing lamb for dinner, and lamb sounds really good.
I love lamb.
I love lamb. But I also took my parents to dinner at Not Your Average Joe's in Glen Eagle.
Right. How was
it? Beautiful space. The food was okay.
What's the style of food?
It's honestly just like an American fancy diner. Like we got some calamari that came out really soggy, which they put too much oil on it. Which is kind of bad. But we got this like mushroom flatbread that was pretty good.
Okay.
My mom got jambalaya, which she said was basically like seafood rice. So she goes, because like there's a style of Chinese food that's like very similar. So she goes, oh, so I just got seafood rice. My dad was like, I shouldn't have eaten the bread because now I'm full, and he got like sirloin tips. On like a bed of mashed potatoes, and I got meatloaf, and it was all just like okay.
That is one thing I have never gotten out is meatloaf. I've never tried anyone's meatloaf but my own.
it was funny because there was a long wait, but I walked right to the front and I got a reservation, and everyone looked at me like, "You made a reservation to this place?" And I go, "Make a reservation to any place I can make a reservation to on Open Table."
Right, because then you just do what you do and walk in.
I also looked really good compared to everyone else. I ain't gonna lie to you. I
mean, based on the place, not your average Joe's, the name, I just don't know if I would have.
It almost sounds like,
it's not a suit and tie place.
Well, I didn't go suit and tie.
Oh, okay.
I definitely didn't go suit and tie, but like I wore this Oxford shirt, this like salmon Oxford shirt.
Ooh, salmon.
And there was like the socks, and I was wearing like these dark blue jeans. I color block all the time. That's sort of my style. Elaina, you know what's up. And I was wearing these like loafers, but my socks had like sort of like gray and like salmon stripes, so it sort of like matched subtly.
Oh, Sandy, you needed a picture.
I know, right?
This sounds great.
It didn't match. It went well together.
Right. You don't have to match.
Absolutely.
You coordinated.
Of course I did. And fucking killed it. I picked up the check, which is always sort of a nice moment. My dad likes to fight with me over the check. And what was really embarrassing, actually, is when I went to go pay, like when they got the signed receipt, my dad goes, "He's really rich." I go, "Dad, God damn it."
So awkward.
Yeah, right? But the waitress goes, "Well, you should be proud of what he's become." And my dad goes, "So proud." And I go, "Dad, I'm not proud of the fact that you just blew my spot like that. I'm trying to do something nice on the D-Lo, and you're just out here just telling all these people I'm rich. But you can tell that one waitress I'm rich because you're cute."
So you're trying to start this relationship off on a lie, huh?
Not a lie.
He could be rich.
And a joke. Don't talk about me like that.
I'm just saying. Earlier you told me that starting a relationship on a lie is not a good look.
Well, how is this a lie?
Are you rich?
I can provide.
How rich?
There you
I can
go.
provide.
Listen to this. He
Lawyered.
can provide.
You can provide. Could you provide her with the mansion that she wants?
Well, then we just got to talk about expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
That's
and
a
your
whole
use
podcast.
and your liberal use of the word rich.
Yeah, right. I'm rich, bitch. No, if she wants, she can either have a mansion in a place that's really boring, or she can be in the city of dreams.
Gotta take that cost of living down a little bit.
Yeah, right. No, I can never. I was thinking about it. I was like, because I walked the Sandy Hollow Trail next to my parents' place. I walked with my dad. My dad was like, you could live really well out here. You could have a really big house with a really nice car. And I go, yeah, Dad, but I'd be living here. See you guys. But he goes, what does that mean? I go, Dad, you don't want to be living that close to me. He goes, of course I do.
Of course he does.
I go, yeah, but Dad, it's more interesting this way. So we don't sort of get tired of each other.
All right.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to be around those grandkids. So
he keeps saying like my mom and my dad keep looking at these like really really big houses.
For them or you?
Them. And I'm like, why?
No, why?
They're like, well, when your sister brings a boyfriend home or you bring a girlfriend home, I go, Dad, you guys cannot predicate a house purchase.
No, on those once a year visits.
Exactly.
I just think that maybe they've always wanted a nice big house.
Oh, my mom.
This is going to be their excuse.
A big house. That is the excuse. So.
You said she did or she doesn't?
She does.
Okay, yeah. It's just an excuse.
Like a huge kitchen with a range on the island, and she's got like stuff that we all want,
Oh yeah.
But
Elaina wants 2 kitchens.
I do want 2 kitchens.
She wants 2 kitchens, but she wants a moderately sized house. She doesn't want anything large.
Let's talk about how that doesn't make any sense.
She wants wants like the size of her house, but she wants 2 kitchens in it.
You want a kitchen in the basement?
I do kind of want a basement kitchen.
Yeah, basement kitchen's nice.
You're gonna have to settle for a larger house.
Kitchen.
You're gonna have to settle for a larger house.
I don't want a large house. He doesn't understand large houses.
I said a larger. I didn't say large.
Obviously cost more, but they take more cleaning.
Yeah, well, you want 2 kitchens. What do you want me to do?
I'll deal with one.
You better.
Wow, look at you guys just talked that through. That was inspiring.
She's like, let's spend another like $100,000, but that space
ain't
will only
thing,
go
man.
to a kitchen.
$100,000.
She's like, you guys' credit. All you need to do is apply for that 30-year loan. You're good to go.
It's so sad. My coworker sent me an article on how many reasons? Maybe 7 reasons why you really don't want a mortgage.
Why?
And pull up your email. I can tell you. They all sounded very reasonable to me.
Okay. The main reason, at least from what I've seen on like Reddit back in the day too, is that it's just not cheap. It's more expensive to own a house.
That's the wrong Elaina.
You're right.
Who are these people?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whoa.
I saw the
5-0
housing.
shots fired.
I saw the housing. I didn't even read the thing. It's Elaina from.
Did everyone feel that like I did?
It's Elaina from corporate housing.
Yeah. Okay, it's 11 reasons. This woman says, I never want to own a house again.
So the reasons is, as investments go, it's not always a great deal.
Agreed.
The mortgage interest deduction doesn't make up for the fact that you're still paying a lot of interest. Homes often tempt people to borrow more than they can afford.
Agreed. We see this all the time on HGTV.
We haven't watched that. We haven't watched that in a while.
Go back to number 3, please.
What'd you ask about it, Sandy?
No,
so what did you say?
That last one again?
Oh, homes often tempt people to borrow more than they can afford.
Yeah, but that's on them. That's on them. That's not a reason not to get a house.
Yeah.
You're right. But it's hard. You see this, and it has the hardwood floors that I want.
Right.
But it's 10,000 out of our range. But it's like, come on, it's a loan anyway. Blah blah. No.
I think even trying to figure out what your budget should be is a difficult decision because maybe people when they're buying the houses, it's easy to convince themselves that, oh, well, I'm just going to get a raise or I'm going to be getting a promotion at some point down the road anyway. So the mortgage may be a bit of a struggle now, but 2, 3, 4 years from now.
Predicting on the
I'm just saying that could be what some people think.
Whoa.
Owning a house subject to a mortgage drives up debt to income ratios.
Which is an important thing to do as an adult.
What is?
Building your debt to income ratio.
What?
To show that you can, you're building credit, and you're increasing the access, your credit access. That's not a bad thing. Next.
A mortgage is typically 20 or 30 years, while at any given time the current administration has only 4 or possibly 8.
I guess they're talking about the tax.
Oh, that's fair.
And then she says, again, a mortgage is typically 20 or 40 years, or 30 years, sorry. And
yeah, 30-year mortgage, yeah. But you can always refinance. It's fine.
She reiterates that one. Houses take a lot of your money.
What?
And so
like
that one's
fixing, that's so true.
Repairs and stuff like that.
But you're also investing into your home.
Ooh, and then we hit on that next.
Yeah, so then she said, well, did she say it specifically there? I think what she was saying partially was that while you may have to fix up your home, a lot of those costs don't actually they don't increase the value of your home. So you might do upgrades, whatever, and they don't actually change the value.
But that's also assuming that you're buying a house only to increase the value and not to make it more comfortable for yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. She says if you hit the home appreciation jackpot, there can be significant taxes. And there's a lot. So I'm reading this list to you, but she also has a lot of text between them. I'm just trying to get the gist of everything.
My parents bought their home at around like $350, and now it's worth over $5.
Okay, that's good.
So that's not bad, right?
She also did mention at least some point. I'm not sure which one she mentioned that in, but she did say that. But she also said that a lot of that is just like inflation as well.
Oh, she's saying it like if I invested this in stock or something else, you would almost get the same type of.
Yeah, I guess that was
absolutely
number one.
Not.
As investments
I'll tell you why.
It's not a great deal.
Okay.
Right, because there's so much more volatility in the stock
this
market.
Is true.
You could lose everything.
Yeah.
And land and mortgage and sort of your house costs perennially and historically have been the safest things to invest in America.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that sort of there's an onus put on the purchaser to make sure that you are buying something you can afford and making the payments when you're supposed to.
Yeah. Number 9 is I like for things to be predictable in real estate. Taxes can vary.
Yeah, but you're making it sound like taxes are swinging between single and double digits every year, which it doesn't do.
Well, like homeowners tax, property tax can change like for really no reason. I think that's unattractive, but it kind of goes with the territory.
You can't deduct the loss of your sale are on the sale of your home.
Well, yeah.
And the last one is it's getting more difficult to claim the itemized deduction.
I think this woman has some good points, but I also think this woman's treating the purchasing of a home as a purely financial move.
Right, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now granted, I would love to be able to purchase a place because then my rent becomes a mortgage.
Exactly, I agree with that.
And I'm paying to own.
Yeah, the thing I like about owning, like when you rent, when you rent, I think part of the thing that kind of scares me is that you can kind of have a landlord that's not going to take care of things in an efficient manner.
Absolutely.
You kind of, as well as if you own a home, you can do the upgrades. You can do upgrades.
It's all on you.
Whenever you want.
You control the rate at which your house sort of gets improved.
Right. Mm-hmm. But now, that freedom comes at a cost, of course.
Oh, sure.
And I definitely think there are benefits to owning, and there are also benefits to renting.
Yeah.
I guess so. For me, it's just something I've never really thought about, or I've never seriously thought about.
I would love to own not necessarily an apartment building, but a multi-unit rental property. I would love that. I think anyway.
She's gonna be like Peggy Olson. She's gonna be a slumlord.
Yeah, right.
Peggy Olson.
Mad Men.
Okay. Anyway.
Or like Bill Burr, right? He said he wants to be a slumlord.
No, I think I would love to give people that luxury living almost and make money off their rent.
I just did some calculations. When I first moved into my apartment, I was paying $2,700 total, so $1,350 a person.
My goodness. Okay, total. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The total rent was $2,750. So the total mortgage was $2,750. So $2,700. I split that with a roommate, $1,350. This year the rent has gone up every year. In New York, the rent can go anywhere between like 6 and 20%. Like you just depending on what building you live in, they can really because they can afford to do that. Because this is a sort of like a renter's no, it's not. It's a renter market. You know what I mean? Like the ownership.
The owner. Yes, I got you.
This year it moved to $3,200 total, so $16 each. But what's crazy is it's only moved $500 in 5 years, so that's actually really affordable. Sort of a very steady and small increase. Now, if we do the average rent that I've paid over the past 4 years, multiply that by 12 months, a year, multiply that by 4 years, I've paid $70,800 on rent alone. If I had a mortgage, that would be $70,800, a little bit on principal and a lot on interest that I would have been paid to own.
Yeah,
this little shindig that I live in, and so that would feel a lot better knowing that every month I'm paying a little bit more to own a little bit more,
right,
as opposed to literally throwing away $70,800.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So that is to me a great reason to own. The reason why I haven't really thought, my dad keeps saying that he wants to buy a place in New York City so that we don't have to run into this anymore.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know how much longer I'll always be in New York. Right. I keep saying that, but
still find yourself there.
I still find myself there. We'll see.
I think that's the other thing that I'm not crazy about owning a home. I almost feel stuck. Like,
yeah.
You don't just get up and leave a house. I don't care if you want to put renters in it, and then that's a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think that's a decision that gets made when you're really comfortable and you feel like you're ready to settle down in this place. I feel you. I think that's all I have for me for this week.
Yeah, same.
Elaina, anything to close us out with, or?
Oh no, it's been fun. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's been great having you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Well, again, my name is Sandy.
I'm Reza.
I'm Elaina.
Thanks so much for listening. We'll speak to you guys next week.